to do the raise hand thing with the
No, let's not do that.
if we want to talk? Okay.
Hey
Unless I
everybody,
really
I'm
want to talk
Brian.
bad.
Hello everybody,
Yeah, then
this is
wait.
Joe G.
I won't.
Hey,
I
I'm
won't do
Shannon.
that. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
I'm
If
Mark.
there's something super
Hey, this is
important.
Steve.
Oh, and we can't forget about Marcel.
Oh, hey.
Wait, Shannon.
Simon, that's you. Simon.
Oh, good morning, guys. Welcome to today's live stream. We have a very full house. We have some new people here. Well, actually not new, but we're trying out new software, so you got to bear with us as we try out some new technology. But today's topic is going to be operation and how you work with operation, going from realistic operation and real-world operation, how you blend them together, how you operate your layout, and how to plan for operation in your layout, because that's a big thing. And today we're also going to be hanging out in chat, as always. And a special reminder for all y'all, if you want to join the Traveling Boxcar, there's a link in the chat over there, or over there, whichever one it is. If you can fill that out, essentially just gives us all the information so we can get that sent out to you once we have enough participants. We're looking for about 10 to 15. We only have 3 now. Thank you, guys.
All right, so I'm just going to change scenes here for a second. So can everyone I'm guessing everyone in chat can see us fine, you know?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right, cool. Okay, so as Simon was saying, so today we're talking about operations. I wish I had more practice with the software. I'm just going to maximize that. There we go. So we're talking about operations. So yeah, what do you guys, how do you do operations? How do you plan for it? What is involved? Like me personally, I have an idea. That's about as far as it goes, you know? So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what else to say really. That's how much I know about operations.
Well, I haven't planned operations on mine. That just sort of happened. Mine started with a loop, so I never anticipated any operations at all. And now that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, mine won't have any operations until it gets added onto because it's 2 big loops.
Well, that's the thing. With my layout, at some point you're not tired, excuse me, but the continuous loop. Okay, it's running and it's looping, and then you want to add operations. Did you plan for that? And that's the problem I'm running into. I didn't plan for that, and I don't have. I'm having to manufacture ways to input operations into my layout, and that's kind of why we decided to talk about this today. We're also using a new platform. This is called Whereby, and we were not happy with the other platform and the audio quality, the video quality that was going out. So we're hoping this one's better for y'all, and we are learning how to use it, as Shannon said earlier. So I want to say good morning myself to everybody. We hope everybody's doing good, and
Yeah,
let's talk about some operations.
yeah, that's right. We forgot to say hello to the people that make us wake up or do this show every Saturday, and that's the
And
people
we
in
got a
chat.
full house too.
Yeah, exactly. So who do we have in chat at the moment? Just looking on my phone, I see we got Joey Buzek, Eminem Shortline Railroad.
Brian.
Yep, I know Container Man was mentioned, so he's in there somewhere.
We got Fred Wild,
Norman.
Rick K, Dale PRR guy, it's Marty M, Boom.
Yep. Shane's Trains is in chat as well.
Welcome, Shane.
Yeah. Who else is in there?
Gary Corbin.
Yep.
Rick
Norman
K,
Rose, Simon.
Norman Rowe. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot somebody.
Excuse me, I'm right here.
Oh yeah.
No, there's somebody with a blue wrench in there. What is it, Sparky?
Sparky.
Yeah,
Hey,
Sparky.
We can't forget about Sparky.
We don't want to forget Sparky.
Yeah, exactly. So
We got Dwight Curley. We got Claude at the Cowboy Valley. Let's see who else we got that I haven't seen.
Barn full of trains. He's just said good morning, I think. yeah, so we've got a fair few people, and then like I'm just
We got Chuck, CDP 1965, Hastings BNSF N-scale modeler. Hello.
Shannon, I do love the publicity, but I think you've had me on full cam for the live stream for a while.
yeah. Well, as I said, I'm
We're
still learning
working.
how to do this.
We are trying to figure out how to do the back, how to work this, but it's such better quality. I'm seeing people say that in the chat too, so thanks everybody.
Brian, you're famous now. Aren't you happy?
You know what? Amongst these guys, I'm pleased to be on the spotlight because we got a good group of guys in here today. I tell you what.
Yeah, Now, yeah. So operations. So I don't know where we're going to start with this. Let me just change screens here for a second. So Brian, at the moment, you're going to be the main focus until I figure out how to use this program a bit better. So yeah, operations. I guess we should start with how to plan for it.
Or if you plan for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know if sometimes you don't plan for it. And then
Well, Steve, you have such a background in railroading in general. I figured you would have had all kind of planning for your ops in yours, but I guess maybe space was an issue for you.
Well, originally, yeah, that's the whole deal. I never planned on building an N-scale railroad, and when I did, it was a loop, and then I expanded off of that to a multiple main line, and then a small yard, and that was just for storing stuff. I never planned for operations. I know how they work, but now that I've got a yard and options to do ops, now I'm thinking about that. So now I'm integrating it into my deal. But I don't know if I ever planned that. Maybe it was in the back of my head somewhere, but I don't think so. But I know how to do it now.
Well, I can speak on not planning. And one of the biggest things that I find is because I didn't plan for my ops, my spurs sometimes have grades in them because I didn't plan, so I'm having to put them where I can. And if my spurs or my passings have grades on them, it's difficult for me to perform ops because the cars will roll into the main line. Do you see what I'm saying? So you even have to factor in grades in your passings and your terminuses and your spurs and all that stuff. I have found, and something I didn't do. And so I'm trying to run ops, and I got cars rolling back into the main line, and that's not very realistic.
Yeah, and you can't put a wheel chock on an N-scale car.
I mean, you could.
Well, I guess
you have tweezers.
You could put a toothpick in, but that's
just put a little dab of super glue.
little duct tape.
Gap tape.
Duct tape.
Sorry, I haven't been chatting. I'm doing a couple of things behind the scenes as you guys talk.
And what we're getting reports on is that Simon's video picture is incredible. Very good. So we need to kind of model after whatever Simon's doing, from what I understand. Jerry says hello. We got Jerry in the house. And there's Roy H. My understanding is Roy H. hit a milestone. Containerman 68 can now, my understanding, go live. He's monetized. He's ready to roll. And my understanding is he's going to start a stream at some point.
We got Wilmer in here.
Oh, yeah, I spoke with Wilmer. He gave us permission, and I thanked him to use his video during the intermission.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so I've got a couple of things I need to do behind the scenes. So, yeah, so Steve, I guess we'll jump to you for the minute because, from a one-to-one perspective,
Right.
operations. So I guess, for those who are wondering, what is usually, the main things when you're doing operations on a main line, in the real thing, and and then from there, I guess we can discuss, how can we apply that to model railroads? Maybe we should start off like that, maybe a little bit.
Well, you're going to have to. The first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have an industry to service, and then a storage yard with some sort of a switching lead, to line up cars. So I'm not sure, where that would fit in with the model railroad. But yeah, in the real world, you've got to line up cars, and you'd be able to sort them and get them switched out.
Yeah. I know, with my experience when I was designing my layout, a few people who I spoke to were talking to me about, when you have a yard, you need a lead track, you need an arrivals departure track, like back then, this is about 4 years ago now. I had no idea what it is. So for those who are watching who, probably have heard these terms before, can you give us an idea, what they are and what the purpose is, and what we need to do so that way we know how we can have an idea how to integrate into our model railroads.
Well, and the question I have for chat is, for example, for my line, does anyone know any good resources or places to research what kind of ops would have happened on my line in my era? And if anybody knows anything about a place to research things like that, if we could either discuss that or put it in chat, so I can go find it, I would appreciate it.
I found just like Google, like looking up, see if you can find like old videos or old documents on it.
What would you search for, Simon?
I don't remember. Just like the layout of your name and operations or something like that. I remember when I did it for mine, I was able to find old way cards and everything for mine.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. Because for now, all I'm going to have is logging going on, and I don't even know how much of that was actually done. That's just because I built a water mill, and it's easy to make homemade logs to go on your flat cars too. So I've got a little operation going to go with that. I'm putting in a new turnout to do that. But one of the things that anybody new might want to consider, and even newer than me, is, initially, a lot of us, or at least in my case, if you're inexperienced, you don't think about the operations point in your planning. It's a mainline plan usually, at least it was for me. That's exactly what I did, a mainline plan with no consideration for ops. I didn't think I would get into it, and I certainly have changed my mind on that. And that's just kind of an alert for anybody newer than me. If you don't think you're going to ever be into doing any ops, I would reconsider your plan a little bit. Think on it more.
How many people in chat have actually changed their ideas for operations, going from watching things go in a circle and then choosing an operational layout?
I know in my with myself personally, as I said, I don't know much about operations, but I'm at a stage with my model railroad where I wouldn't say I'm sick of it, but I think part of me has had enough of just seeing, all my trains go round and round and round and round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in saying that, I do have a second layout which I'm restoring, which is large enough for me to be able to do some operational duties on it. But that's still 3, 4, 5 years down the track when I have the time and funds to get that underway.
Yeah, and Monday of every month, the first Monday, I go down to there's a local group, a guy that has he has a whole layout, like his whole basement. So like, very decent sized basement for people who have basements. And it's just completely covered in it, and you can run for like 4 hours, and it's so awesome. Which it's a really cool experience because it also gives you more ideas on like what to do and how to do it.
Yeah. Just reading chat at the moment. Ken Amos Jr. B&O 51. He's saying that usually the first couple of layouts is strictly to run trains. We've got Fred Wild chiming in saying, you know, I designed with ops in mind. Norman Rowe touching on with what you know, Steve was saying with first you need industries on your layout and then areas to take the goods generated by those industries.
That's an excellent thing to say right there. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you know, and that's the basic idea I kind of knew of. You know, like with operations, you need a point A and a point B. You know, and
Well, and you
obviously
also need
something in the middle.
on the industries too, Shannon. You're going to have a place to switch them out, either off the main line or on a track to the side of the industries, because you're going to be pulling out. You're not going to be switching out the whole block of cars. You're going to be pulling out maybe one in the middle, one on the end, and that's where it comes, you know, to the switching out the industries. So you're going to have to it you know, in the full size, you grab on the cut of cars, and maybe you've got four, and the last car and the middle car come out. So you have to set those out, grab your loads and empties, and
And
I have a question.
It's a lot of back and forth.
Yep.
How do you uncouple and in scale without getting the flange off somewhere?
I could answer that for you, Brian.
I do it I mess it up every time.
Okay. Well, obviously everyone uses the skewer
Yeah, I
to
got one.
uncouple. But one thing I saw, this is years ago now, after I built my layout, electromagnets. Because obviously, you know, the microtrain couplers have the, you know, the metal trip pins that are magnetized. But what this guy did on his, because this was at an exhibition that I saw this at, what this guy did is he put electromagnets under his track, and either side of that electromagnet he put two LEDs, which was just covered by ballast. So when you look at it, you couldn't see it. But as soon as you turn the electromagnet on, the LEDs turned on and marked out exactly where the electromagnet was.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, or couldn't you use a magnet like on a pole?
No, it doesn't work. Like, you need a neodymium magnet, and you'd have to orientate it correctly for it to spring apart. There is a little bit of a science behind it. I'm not going to get into that today.
Wilmer said he signed up for the traveling boxcar. Thank you, Wilmer.
I'm just looking through the chat at the moment. If you guys want, is there anything else?
Well, no, Leslie. You know, well, by the way, welcome from the UK, Leslie. She said she's seen people use skewers on end scale, but she always manages to derail her trains.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing at the moment that scares me about operations is big hand, short stubby fingers.
Small hand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have some awkward angles to get to mine in a couple places, but even if it's not, I have trouble. I struggle doing it. I need to watch some videos on the technique to do that. Is what I need to do.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we can discuss that on another video in the future. Maybe. There you go.
It's hard in scale. It really is, particularly if there's any kind of grade at all. It gets really tough. What happens is I pop a flange off, I don't realize it, and then I have a derailment later. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so back to operations, because we are getting a bit sidetracked. So let's get back on track to this. And there goes my head, because it looks like depriving myself of sleep is getting to me now.
Yeah, because it's 2:20 in the morning.
Well, Dale PRR Guy Bass mentions an uncoupling tool. What's that? I'm sorry to get back off track. I just commented on something said in the chat.
Well, Jerry's calling a Rick's Picks, and I don't know what that is.
I found one.
A Rick's Picks.
Rick's Picks.
Sounds cool.
RIX pick. Rick's pick.
I think Simon's about to display it on his screen in a second.
Yeah, Dave BNSFN Scale says Katie makes a dual tool that works like a Rick's Pick as well.
Yeah,
Norman says we got 32 in chat and 12 likes.
Ooh, that's all right.
Should we talk about the 50 in chat?
Okay, I'll talk about it quickly. So while Simon is doing whatever he's doing, you found it? Okay, give us a second. Let me talk about this. Let me just change scenes here. Let's make myself look nice and pretty for everyone. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned to you guys in chat, to try and help us out, spread the love, get our name out there, and let's try and get as many people as we can onto this channel, onto the chat, viewing us and being part of this community. Now, as an incentive, I'm offering up this N-Scale Kato, what is it, an RSC-2. With DCC, I figured out it is a Digitrax decoder. It's undecorated, it runs, it's, something that I don't model, so it's not something I'm going to miss. This is out of my own collection, and I'm willing to put this up on the line if you guys can get us to 50 viewers on our live stream, pretty much at the, right there.
And a tier goes out to your HO people.
Yeah, so, well, Simon, you model HO, so do you have anything you'd be happy to give up? So that way the HO people can jump in on this?
Not sure. I'll have to look through. I don't have a lot of stuff. Definitely not a locomotive.
We'll arrange for an HO prize too.
I only have...
It might not be exactly the same, but we'll arrange for one as well to make it fair, I would think.
Yeah, because like at the moment, with me personally, because this is out of my own collection, I model N scale, so it's obvious I don't have any HO. But yes, in saying that, if we can get 50 people in our live chat on a stream, what was the timeline I put on it? I can't even remember.
I think you said 30 days.
Yeah, so I know I was away last week, and it might have not been mentioned last week, so let's see. It's the 26th today, so if we can get it by the 28th of February, if we can get 50 viewers on our live stream by the 28th of February, I will be giving this away to someone who models N scale, in our community. So see if you can. So that's the incentive. So
now, Shannon, will we do a live contest on the stream, or how will we do that?
Well, in saying that, we've got 30 days to figure that out. So we've got till the 20th of Feb, so we'll have something sorted by then, whether it's whether Simon puts up a Google document thing that people can sign up to, like he's done with the traveling boxcar, or we pull names out of a hat. We'll as I said, we've got 28 days to figure that out. So
well, we have
I've also got something coming in from Sparky that Joe G is going to be supplying the HO locomotive.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So I guess we'll have to get. I guess we'll have to.
Well, maybe I'll also supply a car so I can make your in-scale people jealous.
Okay.
Come on, don't you start one-upping me.
Hey, we got cars too.
Challenge accepted.
We got cars too.
Okay, I found this pick thingamabobber.
All right, I'll put you back up on main screen. Okay, so what is a Rick's pick? For those who are wondering and are eager to find out.
I am.
This is a Rick's pick. So it's a pick, and it has a, how I understand it, it's a point that perfectly fits in the coupler, and then you can, I don't know exactly, but you twist it or
Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's what somebody said. Twisted. I
Yep.
can't remember who it was.
And they're like $5. And here's one for $3 on eBay. So they're very cheap.
Well, I could have saved a lot of profanity to myself had I bought one of those for $3.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, let's get back on track. We're getting sidetracked. Okay. Operations, go.
But I'm having fun, Shannon.
I know you're having fun. Oh,
Operations? I can't do
I
operations.
think everybody else is too, but I agree with you. Back on track's a good idea.
yeah.
That is the name of
I
the
mean,
channel.
yeah, it is our channel name. We have to get back on track.
And we have to
Well,
get
in a few minutes we have a
back on
very
track.
special
So it's all good.
video.
Hmm.
Well, in 4 minutes we have a special video.
Oh, do
Hey,
we?
what-
Whose screen's that going on? Because I'll have to figure that out real quick.
Simon's smarter than everybody. He can do it.
Put me on full screen and I'll do it.
Okay. That's gonna
Well, we
take.
gotta keep. Let's get back on track though. We need to keep talking about operations. Do you guys do operations in your layout? How do you do them? Do you do realistic ones or do you make up ones? And like for operations, I know some people use like cards that determine where you're going, what you have to pick up, how much you have to pick up of it. Some imagine in their head. Some do sheets of paper. We do sheets of paper. I do it electronic. There's all different kinds of ones. How do you guys do it? Let us know in chat.
Yeah, actually, to add to that, I know of one guy in England. He's taken operations to the next level, but we'll discuss that a bit later on in the video if we get a chance. So
Yeah, and I know I'm eventually, hopefully in the next few weeks, upgrading my NCE system to run off a computer. So running off of like an electronic for the operations is very possible. Somehow doing something fun with that because I like a challenge, doing
Yeah.
something fun. That,
Yeah.
but also cards are easy too. You just have a card with the name and what you have to do, and you do the operation.
Well, I saw something, and Brian would probably be able to tell me who it was because I couldn't remember, but he actually took pictures of each one of his cars and embossed them on small cards, and then he would shuffle them and pick up random cards on his layout, and those were the ones that he would be using for his ops.
Was it Ron Marsh?
No, it wasn't Ron.
Why am I thinking it was Ron? I'm trying to
It was-
think.
Well, maybe Ron did it. I don't know, but this was.
But it's somebody close. It's in their area because I know exactly what you're talking about, Steve. But I can't remember who did it either. But
I
somebody
can't
did.
remember. Yeah, he had a small shelf layout. It
Could have
wasn't
been
very-
Joe G.
Huh?
Could have been Joe G.
It wasn't Joe.
Okay.
No, it
Sorry,
wasn't
I don't
Joe.
remember.
Oh, he had a small shelf layout. Somebody in chat can probably
yeah,
figure it out.
Now, one thing Wilmer says he's doing is he's learning how to do ops from a friend. He goes once a month to a friend's house and they do ops, and he's learning how to do it that way. So he's learning from somebody else, which
That's
is
how I'm doing it.
probably what I do. They don't, we've got a lot of stuff at the Model Railroad Museum, but obviously those are set up to loop, and they don't do ops on them much. I'd love to see more of that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, I found the guy I work with for my boss for a sound engineer. Apparently, he's in. I didn't know this until like before Christmas. He's a scale modeler, so he does like I don't know exactly, but like I don't know if he has a layout, but he models the trains and like really detailed, likes to weather them. So he was like, "Oh, you should come join us." When we were doing that, so I've been going there for a few weeks and just word of mouth is how I found out. It's really enjoyable.
Okay, in saying that, I have had the wrong scene up for like the last couple of minutes because I was trying to prep up for the intermission.
Did you have
Because
me up the
you
whole
know-
time?
Well,
no,
Simon,
I've been switching around, but the banners up top and bottom were saying back on track intermission for like the last couple of minutes. So if you want to get that intermission going and share, do what you need to do. And
Okay, we ready for the intermission?
yeah, we're ready for the intermission.
Okay, and here we go. Wait, no, not that one. There we go.
Gave you a lot of new guys to see this week. So let's go from here and let's go to the Rail Fan Videos features. Okay? And
Simon, what did you do? Bad, Simon. Bad. Simon, what are you doing? All I see is you. I do not see the video. What have you done?
He's got it. He's got it.
And the featured channel this week is Back on Track. The group of guys that do our Saturday mornings justice. They're there every Saturday morning. It's a live stream, and it's a group of guys. I mean, I know you have the Saucy Simon, the young fella, Shannon, Brian, Joe G, Steve Arnold, and they've got more in the wings all the time. They have guest appearances, and once in a while, they even have they're planning on doing a giveaway. Come on there. They're planning on doing a giveaway and are just doing a great job. This last weekend was it was their episode 7, so they've only done this 7 times, but I'll tell you what, they keep getting better and better and better, and they want to make their channel better, and they're doing it not for themselves, but they're doing it for you. And on that, hats off. You get to see the bald head. And I'm saying you guys need to check him out. So check out Back on Track Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern every Saturday. And give them your support. Give them your love. Thumbs up. Comment. Subscribe.
There we go.
Well, thank you. Who was that, Wilmer? Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Thank you for the shout out. He has some really good videos. His most recent video is awesome. He does his shout outs every week, I believe. And then he does normal rail videos. I believe he does layout updates. Really great channel. I encourage you guys to go check him out. I'll leave a link to the video. I'll put it in chat. It's a really great video. I really encourage everyone to go check him out. Give him some love. I believe he's even in the chat today. And go check each other's channels out because that's what we're here for. We're a community, and we help each other grow and hope to become better model railroaders.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I've got mad respect for Wilmer because Wilmer puts out a weekly series that's almost a half-hour long called Not Bad. Let me tell you something. I create content. That's a bunch of work, guys. Wilmer does a lot for the community. Thank you so much, Wilmer.
Yeah, even putting a 3 or 5 minute video, which is what I do, is a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We certainly admire your and appreciate your efforts, Wilmer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for that. And as Simon was saying, he'll chuck a link in the chat right now, but also later on, once the stream's finished, I'll add the link down below in the description so people can, check his channel out, check out the video, and leave a comment. Let him know that we've seen his video, we appreciate it, and leave a comment on his video and say thank you for shouting out for us and trying to bring the community together.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, Wilmer. Hats off to him. I don't have a hat.
Yeah.
So let me ask
Shannon, buff off.
No, I'm not taking it off.
Shannon, I'd like to ask a question about operations, if I can.
Yep, easy done.
Are there specific trucks or couplers that may or may not be better for operations? Are the Rapidos really bad for ops for switching? I use MTL couplers, but that's what a lot of people use, but do they use that for that purpose, or is there what's the best one for switching in operations in regard to trucks and couplers?
At least for HO, I use the Cato ones, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, KDs,
Yep.
which is essentially the same. It was the same as micro trains because they were
Yeah.
twin brothers that then parted ways. One kept the KD name, and one started the micro trains line. So
Yeah. I have a whole stack pile of them, although I'm slowly running out as I replace every single coupler.
yeah. Look, I'll chime in for the minute. With the MTL couplers, I personally believe they're the more, the easier to do operations with because for the fact that if you um learn how to do it, it's quite easy to uncouple once you've got a niche for it. Compared to rapido couplers, which obviously they are a bit bulkier, but you need to obviously try and do a little bit more work to try and get them uncoupled because you obviously got to try and drop one, lift the other one. Whereas the MTLs, all you're basically doing is just separating them out as such.
Well, I'm all repeato, and that's what I do, and I don't have a whole lot of issue with them. They're more reliable for not coming uncoupled, which is kind of cool.
But what about uncoupling them, Steve? Is it hard?
Some of them, it kind of depends because
Okay.
some of them are, the springs are tighter, but no, just a shish kebab here and a little working, and they'll come apart. But I like them because they're more reliable for keeping stuff together, especially if you're running long, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
So do you push down on the coupler that's connected to the loco side or the back side?
It depends. I mean,
Doesn't matter.
it depends on which one goes up or down easier.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm struggling with that. That's why I keep bringing it up. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't. Yeah, it is a good question. Like, I gave my opinion. Steve gave his opinion. We finally had a two sides of the story kind of deal happening. I think on
We
this
had an
one.
argument, our first family argument.
We're doing a
Yeah,
round table discussion right now. Okay. Good
yeah,
job.
yeah. So there you go.
Now,
So
another thing we wanted to mention, Shannon, is we were thinking about bringing some people on the show, continuing to do so now that we've got some technical issues getting ironed out pretty quickly. We were talking about bringing more people in on the show, maybe like 20, 15-minute segments. And so what we want to do, Simon, could you put something in there or up, or should they email us? What should they do if they're interested in maybe jumping in for like 15 minutes and
If they're
talking about
interested in jumping in, they can wait 5 minutes for me to throw a link up there.
Yeah.
or
And so how would they go about doing that to let us know that they want to come and join us and would be kind of set up?
It'll be the same way as it is right now for the traveling boxcar. You'll put your email is really all we'll need, and your phone number will be optional, and your name and a little information about you. And then if we get a lot of people, we'll have to choose who we pick, but you'll all get on. I can
Yeah.
almost guarantee, unless we become ultra famous.
yeah, I was going to say as well. Our email is running across the bottom of the screen right now as well. So if you just want to email us directly, it's right there. I'm just looking at the footprint right now. There it is. It's saying email us on backontrackmoderators@gmail.com.
And so what we're going to do next week is we're going to let you know what the topic for the following week will be. And then we'll ask you if you have any experience or would like to comment, maybe come in for 5, 10, 15 minutes, shoot us an email, let us know. One of us will drop out and let you jump in on the stream.
Yeah, it'll give us a break too.
Please. And we'll get to see some of y'all's mugs instead of ours that way as well.
Yeah,
You get tired
exactly.
first.
And this was kind of our intention from the beginning, but we've been struggling with technology, and we are getting things sorted out better now. So we're wanting y'all to start thinking about jumping in with us. All you would really need is a webcam or your phone and have it set up and ready to go and click the link.
And
It's pretty simple. I just use an iPhone, so yeah, you just click on the link.
Yep.
yeah, and I guess the other thing is, when we do testing, you'll be seeing this lovely face on that test, if not Simon's.
Well, I'm getting tired of your face.
All right, we'll put your face up on then, Steve. How's that?
Tired of my face too.
Oh God. Sorry, my head's switched off, so you know.
Take the head out of your head.
Yeah, if for any of those, yeah, I was actually.
James Trains had a question.
Yeah, what did Shane say?
He says, "Wait, you guys aren't ultra famous?" Question mark.
What does that mean?
No, he said. Simon said if we got ultra famous, you know, we'd have to start lining people up. And somebody asked the question, "Oh wait, y'all aren't already ultra famous?" He was joking. So I wanted to.
Is that
I thought that was funny. Simon, you're hammer typing.
Hammer time.
Hey Shannon, whenever you're ready, I'll do the live stream announcements and series
Yeah,
announcements.
actually, which screen did I do that on?
We're figuring that out, bud.
Hang on, give us a second.
Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm pretty sure.
What I did is I put a graphic together to announce the weekly live streams in the series, so you can see it and hear it as well. That way, if you don't know the address.
Yeah. Okay. I found it. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna put it up now. So if everyone wants to focus on where our lovely faces are usually are.
All right, y'all. Our model railroad community has several or many series and weekly live streams that we can get together for, starting on Monday at 7 o'clock. All these times are Eastern. Monday at 7 o'clock is Nate at Tiegatin River Valley and Coal Company. 8 o'clock is Tom at Tom's Trains and Things. Tuesday at 7 o'clock is On Track Tuesday with Wilmer at Indian Valley, Benny at Creative Rails, Tony at Redbird Tony, and Dave at Crooked River. Wednesday at 7 o'clock is our Sparky 107-107. Thursday at 7 o'clock is Hot Rod Rodney. Friday at 8 o'clock is our cousin Vinny at BNSF 6951. Saturday at 10 a.m. is us. And Saturday at 7 p.m. Let's not forget this one. I hadn't known it before, but I got it in here now. We need to try to get there if we can. 7 p.m. tonight's the Real Wicked Canadian. All right, that used to be the old RC Toyman channel. We also have series that come out. We've talked about Wilmer's Not Bad. That comes out every Monday. Tuesday is Roy S's Union Pacific Edmonton Subdivision.
Evanston.
Dispatch Roy S on Tuesdays. The second Tuesday of each month at 6 p.m. is the Community Roundhouse. It's a premiere that either comes on Schuylkill River Valley's channel or mine. BNSF 6951 has Saturday premieres after this show, and Roy H Containerman 68 has a live stream coming soon.
Well, and while you've done that, I've created a Google form for you guys to sign up. All you'll need to sign up is you'll need internet, and if you're watching us, you have internet, obviously, computer or phone that works decent, reliable, and a face and a voice that's willing to talk and have some fun. So I'll post that link over in chat here. You guys can just give that a sign up if you're interested, and we'll email you back.
And you don't even have to be good.
Nope.
We're not.
Shannon, you want to do a traveling boxcar plug?
Sorry?
You want to do a traveling boxcar plug? For anybody who might be new, doesn't know, that since we'd like to give them a sign.
Okay, so I'll go over that again. So, as most of you know, we're doing a traveling boxcar. We're doing an N scale and a HO scale. They're both going to be accompanied with essentially a yearbook of such, you know, where people, as you receive the boxcar, it'll have, you know, detailed instructions on how it's going to work, this and that, and in that book you can fill it out like a yearbook, like, you know, so, you know, I'll put the date, location, and if I want to write a small message, you know, like, oh, hey, you know, for whoever gets the next boxcar, I hope you get to enjoy it as much as I did, or, you know, if you want to put forward some wisdom to people and whatnot. Do as you wish, write as you want in there. And then at the end of the plan is at the end of each year, hopefully, we'll get the boxcar and the booklet back, and we'll go through it and we'll share it with you guys in the community, and then we'll do it all again the year after. You know? So,
And don't forget the map behind you too.
Oh yes. So where this poncho of mine is, which is just starting to fall off the wall, I will have a map. It's obviously going to start off with the States, but then hopefully it'll become a global map because, as most of you know, I'm not American. I'm Australian.
You're close enough.
Close enough. Don't start that argument because that'll become a long argument.
You're better than like you're close to American.
Hey, I might be South American in heritage. Doesn't mean I'm North American.
It's true.
Shannon, we do everything backwards over here anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, you drive on the wrong side of the road. You use the imperial
Excuse
system.
me, no, you drive on the wrong side of the road.
It's crazy.
Simon?
But I wish everybody would conform, and we're the ones who haven't conformed, Simon.
Yeah,
that's
Simon,
true. Very true.
Yeah, if you actually look, Simon, I think it's like 3 places in the world still use the imperial system and drive on the left side of the road or something like that.
We should get back on track, though.
We should get back on track. We need to go to metrics because it's easier for me to use metrics to measure out my N scale stuff anyway.
Oh yeah, metrics all the way for me.
Whole lot, yeah.
So back to operations.
We have our first guest.
We do.
Are we going to announce who it is? Or are we going to be a surprise?
No, we're announcing. No, surprise.
Oh, okay.
You're so indecisive, Simon. Jesus. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, Shannon.
Saucy Simon.
Forever Saucy Simon.
We picked on him on a minute for that.
Oh, God.
No, what you did was you keep on picking on me about my 50 pounds of sculptor mold.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of deserving. You kind of asked for that.
Yeah, I kind of did.
I saw it too.
Yes, that's right. But it didn't look too bad.
Hang on, what did I miss? I literally tuned out for 30 seconds and I have no idea what just happened.
It's okay, Shannon.
Okay.
Nothing. We were just, bad mouthing you, normal stuff. Nothing too bad. You don't need to be worried about anything.
Oh, okay, so I'll still be married tomorrow morning, yeah?
You'll be married. It's just whether or not you'll be alive. That's a different story. We haven't decided that.
Oh, damn. All right, I'll get my shovel.
If you die, you've already agreed. I get the way out.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I guess.
Actually, no, I don't want it. We can give it to like Brian or Steve, whoever does. I don't do N scale. N scale's too small.
All right, thank you, Roy. I have 2 mistakes on my graphic. It's Redbird Tony 2010. Sorry about that, Tony. And Roy S is Evanston, not Edmonston. Evanston. Thank you. I will correct that for next week. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Easy done.
So who's the guest?
And what are we going to talk about next week?
Next week.
Does anybody in chat have any idea? Do y'all want to talk about something?
Yeah.
We'll have
Actually, sorry to interrupt, Simon.
Hey, who's coming on and what do they want to talk about?
No.
Oh, we can't say who. What do they want to talk about? They could email us what they want to talk about. But I'd like to know what anybody would like to. What's the topic?
Yeah.
Simon, I didn't say that. I saw something pop up and I didn't say it.
I saw it, but I don't know what it means.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Are we doing this morning?
No, next
No.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, in saying that, with what Brian just said literally 2 seconds ago, so I've got to change camera here. Hang on. Let me go click and click. What do you guys reckon? You know, like, I know we've been struggling trying to get people to email us topics. Why don't they just tell us the topics in the chat right there? Straight up, you know, we'll just go, right, give us a topic and we'll just pick the first one that pops up.
Gary Corbin suggested couplers, and that could certainly be a portion. We could probably talk about that for a month, but you know, it might be good to have some graphics going and stuff next week where we actually display each type of coupler for HO and N scale, talk about them and their differences. That's something we can certainly do. Thank you, Gary.
Yep, modifications that can be done so certain brand couplers work with other brand couplers, because I know with N-scale that is somewhat of an issue, you know, especially between Kato and microtrains.
Well, you know, and going back to the couplers, the repeatos, there are, I mean, the connection is basically the same between the cars, but the way the couplers connect to the cars are vastly different. Vastly different. So that's also be a good subject.
Yeah, exactly.
Roy H talked about realistic like vehicles for your scenery. He was talking about, looks like HO scale 1 in 87 trucks. So we could talk about additions to your scenery or enhancing your scenery with realistic type prototypical models as well. I mean, you know, that's a whole other aspect of the hobby is putting your little models, your scale models together for your scenery, like trucks and stuff like that. That's actually how I started. I put my truck that I call Jerry's truck that sits in my watermill. That was the first thing I did before I even knew about N scale. Was I put a little model truck together in scale, and that brought me here to y'all.
Yeah, well,
I YouTubed N scale because I saw it on the package of the little model I was putting together. I YouTubed N scale and saw all y'all's faces and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show it.
Seriously,
yeah.
that's what happened.
Well, I was going to say as well, if we're going to talk about, you know, vehicles and stuff as well, I guess we could also throw in weathering. You know, weathering is a big part of modeling and making things look realistic, so to speak.
And you know, Ron's Trains and Things should have the Down and Dirty Weathering Contest 3 coming up. I actually asked him about that, and I think he said he was going to do it again. So that's something to look forward to coming up.
Hang on, Down and Dirty contest? Why am I only hearing about this now?
It's Ron's Trains and Things. It's the third Down and Dirty Weathering Contest 3, excuse me. The Down and Dirty Weathering Contest 2 was my first video I ever did. I entered that contest and I weathered for my first time and I shot my first video. That's how I got into content creating.
Oh, hell no. I'm entering that contest.
Well, listen,
I love weathering.
Well, you shoot a video of everything. You have to put out like a 10 to 20 minute video of the whole process. And you upload it to your channel with his thumbnail, and it connects to his playlist on his channel. And everybody watches it and judges on you. There's a big panel that judges
the whole project. So I'll have to go from
10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, bro, it's 10 to 20 minutes longer. It was last year.
Do you know how many things I have weathered that is...
You got to do the process, Shannon. You got to do it from beginning. You got to show it from not weathered to weathered.
You know that short film I put out a few weeks ago? That took me 8 hours to edit. How long is a 10-minute video going to take me?
Man, Simon, it doesn't take long.
I've never weathered in my life, though. That's the problem.
Well, and neither had I, and I think I got 9th out of 10th. But but anyway, I'm joking. I don't even know how many people were in it, but I didn't do very well. But I had fun, man. It was a cool little contest. And you know, you start out showing the model as you purchase it brand new, and it does have to start out brand new. That's a stipulation, or it was last year. And you show that start, and you have to have like recently. I don't know if you have to recently purchased it, but it does have to be brand new and unweathered. And then you video the entire process. Last year it was, I think, a 10-minute minimum and 20-minute maximum. And what happened is, Ron has a lot of subscribers, and the community votes for it on a Google form. And then there's a panel of 10, like, or 8 real judges, I think, that actually judge the final thing. But you get a community vote, and there's a prize with that. And then you get a panel judge vote as well. And there's like, there's like 10 categories they rank you on and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Well, actually, in saying that, I think I know what I'll put in, because there is a project I'm kinda in the middle of, but it's at the stage where I need to first paint it black.
Oh.
Paint it black, and then once I paint it black, then I can start doing decals, and then I can start weathering it. So.
Hey Shannon, can I send you one of my cars?
Sorry?
I would assume if it was considered not weathered at all, Ron might accept it, but you might want to check with him.
Yeah.
Just go to Ron's Trains and Things and send him an email and ask him, Shannon, before you get into it. Because if you're going to do it, it's a really cool contest. And if you're going to do it, just make sure that, because he's pretty strict on how everything's going to be set up and how he does it and how he judges it. So just check with him.
Sure. Yeah, no, we'll do. Anyway.
But I had a ton of fun doing that, man. I enjoyed that so much.
What do you win?
I think there were like 3 prizes, like 150, something like that.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It's gift certificates, if I'm not mistaken.
I need those.
It was my first venture at weathering, so I wasn't close to winning, so I didn't actually see the cash payout. But I do remember it was gift certificates and stuff, similar to like what Vinny does with Dabbler.
Why didn't we think of bloody gift certificates? Jesus, that would have made things so much easier.
Because we're not that smart, obviously.
Well, and it's something that we can move to, but for now, people like getting stuff too. They don't have to order it. It's gonna come. They can be able to use it.
Yep.
So they don't have to go to eBay. They don't have to do anything. It's coming to their house.
Well, we're almost to the end of our show. Wow.
We certainly are, and I've had fun today. I'm gonna tell y'all this. One of the things I thought about at the intermission was, I'm gonna look forward to going back and rewatching this one with some better quality. And the way the quality was before, I was like, to rewatch it. But I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm looking forward to next week and the next week and the next week, and getting you guys on here with us.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I'm with you all the way there. I'm looking forward to each show next week. But with that, obviously, because of my geographical location, that might change a little bit depending on how life is unfolding, because a lot of you guys know, but the guys out there in our community, don't know what's going on. So, but that's life. It does get, things that happen. So we are also in the process of setting up Simon to be the backup cameraman. Man, might just switch it off again.
Well, I tell you what, Simon's an excellent backup. We got a strong backup. Look, I'd been playing with this app for like 2 weeks, and Simon was on it for 5 minutes and was showing stuff.
Well, my dad always wonders, like, when you get a new computer and you've never used it, how do you just know what to do? I'm like, I'm a teenager. It's ingrained in my brain. I already know what to do. I don't even have to think about it. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think now's a good time to let people promote their channels as we kind of wind
Very good time.
Great idea, Steve.
All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll put the live chat on the screen with Simon's beautiful face on there to represent.
Yeah, promote your channels out there.
Let them all.
What they are.
Actually, and for everyone who is in chat still, if you have children or grandchildren who are into model railroading, if they're
Over 14.
If they're old enough, because I
If
know
they're
YouTube
over
has
14,
strict rules, so we have
If
to
they're
double.
over 14,
Yeah, we need to continue. We cannot be child friendly, okay?
Yeah,
over 14, Shannon.
yeah. So anyone who's okay,
Our
let me
product
rephrase
not
this. Let me rephrase this. This,
by anyone under 14.
yeah. Actually, Brian, you do it because my brain is switching on and off like a car trying to jump in out of gear.
I got you. Well, all I'm going to do is thank y'all for coming today. Go ahead and promote your channels right now. Let us know what kind of videos you got coming up so we can go watch. And let us know if you've got any contests, any milestones coming up. Thank each and every one of you for being here. We still got 30 in over chat. Please remember that we are striving to exceed 50. And when we do so, we will be having a giveaway. I hope each and every one of you guys have a great weekend. Shannon, I hope you have a good weekend. Simon, Steve, y'all take care. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week.
And thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you again. And yeah, I guess for the minute, I'll just leave the stream running for a couple of minutes so everyone can say their goodbyes and whatnot. And just to...
Your locomotive's upside down, Shannon. There you go.
Just remember, we want 50 people on the stream and this will be given away.
51 and we'll include a boxcar. No, 60 and we'll include a boxcar.
60.
Simon, are you trying to run me dry?
No, I'll include the boxcar. For the
Thank you,
HOP.
Dave. BNSF in scale. Thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Y'all have a good one.
All right. See you guys later.
Okay, later, guys.
And bye.